Hello everybody, this is Mr. Storm, and this is a video to teach you how to do compositing. I'm going to show you in GIMP mainly, but I will also do a little bit at the end where I show you how to do the same steps in Pixlr if that's what you choose to do. I know not all of the computers in the computer lab have GIMP on them, so most of you will be using Pixlr, but the procedures are basically the same. So let me go ahead and open up GIMP. GIMP 2. Let's open that up, get that started. Okay. Now, I have already picked two pictures that I want to composite together. You guys can pick some pictures to composite. Try to pick two pictures that work well together. I'm going to pull in my files. Now, it's important when you pull these files in that you open as layers. If you're doing this in GIMP, open them as layers. That way it becomes its own layer, because we want to layer one photograph over top of the other photograph. So it's important to open these as layers. So I'm going to click Open as Layers, and I am going to find the pictures that I'm using. So this one is the first picture I want to dump in. It's this nice Shia LaBeouf picture. He's looking pretty good. And I'm not going to pull my other picture in yet because it's just distracting and I don't need it to be in here yet. Now I have a drawing tablet, and I was going to use my drawing tablet because that's what I use for compositing a lot, but I'm not going to, so I can show you how easy it is even with the mouse, even if you're using the mouse. It's still easy to do all these things. I'll go ahead and maximize my window, hide all the extra stuff. And I'm going to zoom in. Remember, Control, if you hold Control and scroll your mouse wheel, it'll allow you to zoom in on whatever it is you're looking at. All right, so I've got my Shia LaBeouf exercising photo here, and I'm going to go ahead and start cutting it out. There are a couple of really important tools that you can use to get rid of stuff. First, I want to make sure that this has an alpha channel. And I can see right here, it has an alpha channel, but I want to right-click on the layer itself and make sure that I can't select Add Alpha Channel. That means it has an alpha channel. That means whenever I cut things out of here, it's going to actually create transparency instead of just giving me a white background. All right, so first thing, any of your select tools, these tools up here are all your select tools. Any of these select tools will allow you to grab a piece of the picture, hit delete, hit the delete key, and it'll cut that part of the picture out of it, right? So your marquee select tool, your ellipse select tool, and hit delete, it'll cut that piece of the picture out of it, right? So these are cool, but they're not really that useful. I tend to use the free select tool a lot. This is the tool that I use almost all the time when I'm doing compositing. I showed you the fuzzy select tool in class, but it's not really going to work for this document, for this picture, because this picture has a lot of complicated stuff going on in the background. And if I just click that, it's going to grab this stuff, but there's all these artifacts. Let me zoom in here. There's all these extra artifacts around here that it didn't grab. So I'm going to have to spend a lot of time like clicking and deleting and doing all that stuff. And I don't want to have to worry about that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select the free select tool here, and I'm just going to start cutting out big swaths of the background so I can kind of isolate my character. Now, here's the thing. This tool needs to rejoin itself, right? And I know that it's rejoining whenever I get that orangey dot. If I let go when that orangey dot is there, I get the marching ants, which means that I've selected a section, and I can just hit delete, and it'll get rid of everything else. Everything that's inside that selection. And now I can just keep going. So I'm going to just keep grabbing big pieces of the background here to get rid of. Oh, I forgot a piece down there, but it's all good. Grab that guy. Grab down here. Start getting pieces down here. Oh, need to rejoin it. Boom. Let's go here. Just kind of doing a rough cut of my subject. And we're going to do the finer details in just a minute, but right now I just want to get a rough cut. Okay, delete. Now, he's pretty roughly cut up. I can go in here and take out some of this. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so he's pretty roughly cut out. Now, here is where I can start fine-tuning my selection a little bit, I like to zoom in pretty close and just start tracing roughly around the subject. It doesn't have to be perfect. A lot of people can spend a lot of time trying to make this absolutely 100% perfect. If you were doing a professional document or you were really trying to show off your skills, then yeah, take a couple minutes to make sure that this is perfect. But I mean, close enough is close enough for something like this. So I'm just going to very quickly cut up around him, and it's going to look sloppy because I'm trying to make sure this video isn't 100 hours long. So I'm just going to cut this guy, cut this section out. I'm actually going to zoom out a little bit more so I can do this a little bit quicker. Yeah, and it's all jaggedy. I hate using the mouse. Totally used to using my drawing pad. Let me cut this out. Boom, boom, boom. Delete. And you're going to have sections like this that are just kind of floating. We can get rid of those. Okay. All right. Tracing along his leg. And I'm just going to cut his shoelaces off because I'm not going to bother. Uh-oh. I accidentally clicked and extended my selection. I'm just going to Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Oh, I've got to end it. Control Z. All right, there we go. Keep going, keep going. Okay. Again, I'm not going to even bother with making this nice. Actually, you know what? This should be fine. This is fine enough for what I want. It's close enough for government work. You're obviously going to spend more time cutting whatever your subject is. You're going to cut it out a little bit more and spend more time on it. But just for the purposes of demonstration, I'm not going to bother with it. So I want to select none. Now I want to bring in my other photograph that I want to put this guy in front of. So I'm going to go ahead and File, Open as Layers. I'm going to select the other photograph that I'm going to dump in here. I'm going to click Open. Now this picture is a little bit smaller than the other one, and I want this guy to be on top because I'm trying to put Shia LaBeouf right here where Superman is. So since he's bigger than the other picture, I'm going to grab my scale tool right here, click on Shia LaBeouf, and scale him down so he's not as big. Now, notice I can squish him, make the aspect ratio kind of gross, and I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to click Cancel, click him one more time, and before I start moving things, I want to click this little link here, which will make my width and height stuck together, so I can't squish him down or up. Okay, so that way it'll maintain my aspect ratio. I'm going to scale him down to right about there. I'm going to click Scale, and it's going to bring him down. Grab my Move tool and put him right over there. And actually, I need to scale him down just a little bit more. So scale down just a little bit more, scale, and grab my Move tool and bring him over. Now, Superman's going to be a little bit in the background, but that's kind of help. Now, if I had cut everything out, then this would be a really nice looking composite, but I didn't because I'm lazy. All right, now, whenever you get your subject in the document where you want it to go and it's scaled properly and it looks good, I recommend throwing some filters on top of it just to make sure that the color balance is correct. Go into Colors, go to Color Balance, and drop the color balance to kind of match the rest of the photograph. So he's, it's kind of a bluish background, and oh wow, that was not what I intended. Okay, but yeah, kind of color balance it a little bit so it looks a little bit more like the other photograph. That'll make it feel like it's more natural. Okay, now when you're done with your composite, all you have to do is File and Export As. The Export As dialog will let you save PNG files. Oh, one more thing before I save it. I have all this extra canvas that I don't want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Image and Canvas Size, and I can adjust the canvas size here on my own, but a better option is Image, Fit Canvas to Layers. So boom, now the canvas is going to shrink in, and my layer is sticking out just a little bit. So I'm going to go in Image, Canvas Size, and actually I'll just move him in a little bit, or I'll just crop that section out. So anyway, but you can play with it and make it work, but you're going to want to squeeze it down, and then File, Export As, and you can put it wherever you want it to go. I'm just going to put it on my desktop, and make sure it's either a PNG or a JPEG. GIMP defaults to PNG, so I'll just leave it at PNG. I'm going to click Export. Oh, actually, I'll just rename it. Cancel. Composite.png. Click Export. And it'll give me some options. I'm just going to leave these alone. Click Export. And now I have my composite picture. Bum, bum, bum. Shia LaBeouf versus Batman. Okay. That's it for GIMP. I'll put up another video for Pixlr. Oh, excuse me. For Pixlr, if you guys want to watch that one. But again, it's basically the same stuff. But that's it for GIMP. I'll put up Pixlr. See you later.